Good evening, everybody. I'm Go Big or Go Home. Welcome to Rail Talk. We go live every Saturday, work on some kits, and make a bit of a mess here. Right now, I've been working on the big kit build, which is the Walthers Cornerstone Diesel House. It's a modern kit, but I'm not doing one of them. I'm doing three of them, and I'm going to make it into one big facility. So I've been working on it for a couple of weeks now, and I'm getting pretty far with it. I think eventually I will be doing some detail work on the inside. With one of them, I've got the lighting in place. I've got some of the walls up, and with the other two, it's still skeleton. I've got to do some walkways and add some LEDs, which I'll probably do tonight. And I placed an order with Otter Valley the other day. They're very quick to ship out, and I've got some more of my solid 3-inch pieces for the front coming out of the facility. Also ordered some switches and whatnot. That has nothing to do with this. So I'll be making my strips with the piece on the front so that I can add those to the other ones, and I have enough now that I can do that, which is great. And see if we can get. I want to see if I can light the first one so I can see how it looks with the walkways lit up, and I'm gonna do that with this thing, and I'll probably do that here tonight as well. But first, I'm going to say hi to everybody because I'm happy to see you, and I'm happy that you're here. Let's see who gets the Timbits tonight. Mr. Brian Ferguson, you get the Timbits. And Mark misses out. Sorry, Mark. Todd, how's it going? And GRE 2057. And Ronald, how's it going? Awesome Possum. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, John and Almar and Trackside Mike, keeping it on the tracks. How's it going, everybody? Don's Model Railroading Journey. How's it going? Hockey. What's that? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So, busy week. It's been a busy week. I was literally at the club all day today, and I'm happy to report that I'm basically done all my preliminary stuff. You have to do a bunch of stuff before they let you join. They just want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I think that I was able to achieve that today. So that's pretty good. So I got to go to a couple more meets, which is, normal. I probably go anyways. And then they have to basically let me know if at that point if I'm an official member. How's it going, East Coast? And Anthony and Joe Rader. How's it going, guys? But yeah, more or less, I got to run some trains today. I got to see the project that I had Perry working on. He was doing a modern Go Transit repaint for me. They remember that Athern, or no, sorry, not Athern, Atlas MP36. So he got it painted, and he's not done yet, but he wanted to show me the progress on it. So he brought that out, and you'll see it in a short that I have ready to post for tomorrow. So you'll be able to see that, see what I was up to at the club today. Long day, long week. I feel like I'm running on no sleep because we have a new addition to our family. We got to adopt a brand new kitten on Wednesday. Very happy about that, as you could probably imagine. And that means I've had next to no sleep. So, yeah, it's been awesome, to say the least. And I'm very happy to have the new addition to the family. So that's pretty cool. We'll get started here. What camera am I using? This is a camera from Amazon, and it is oval like this. Yep. Why? Is there an issue with it? Is it bad? I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. Logitech? I don't know. Most of them are Logitech. Mr. Dwight Curley, how's it going? So just like my other ones, I want to leave 3 ties on the front. And then I'm going to remove the rest. But I do want to put the piece on the front first. Oh, really? That's weird. Looks a little old. It might be the lighting in here, if I'm being honest. The lighting is not amazing. I know I've mentioned that. Trackside Mike, your name came up at the club today. The guys want to meet you at the club. They think that you should come out to one of our setups. Maybe come run some trains. Yes, Mark. I had mentioned that the hazing was okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Mark was at the club today too, for a very short amount of time, but he was there. He does exist. He brought me my Jeep 9 set, and I had to fight him for it. He just didn't want to give it back. So there's that too. If it was last weekend, yeah, I mean, you, me, both. It's it's not always convenient, right? Like, it doesn't always work out. I mean, I missed last month, and I'm probably going to miss next month. So it's yeah, it's not easy. But they did say, like, that you should come out. I want to see if we can get Lorne out there too. Yeah, you look so sad to be giving the Jeep 9 back. You know, it is what it is. But here, let you guys see what I'm doing here instead of looking at my face. Sorry about the shaky camera. There we go. Hey, Anthony, did you guys see the new Rapido announcement, the P32? I did see that, and at first I was like, because I didn't know it was a P32. I've never heard of a P32 before. So I'm like, really? Rapido's doing a P42 or a P40? Because I'm like, so many other manufacturers do those. But yeah, it turns out it's a P32, which is very odd. And I don't think anybody's ever done those. So there's that. Trades by Perry. How's it going? Long time no see. They're very interested to see how this whole thing is going to turn out. if I can pull this off and build this big green tape. That's a good question. This was 3 feet long, and it's cut down to 18 inches, but I want the clean end, not the cut end. This is the cut end. This is going against the wall, or this one gets one of these on the front. It just saves me from, having to clean that other end. And then just in case I didn't cut the rails evenly, because these are even, it'll go on a lot cleaner. Whoop, I dropped it. It'll go on a lot cleaner and whatnot, so. In stereo. Eventually it'll be in 3D. No, probably not. Big CW, how's it going, Chris? So what I'm doing is I am putting these solid pieces of Atlas track right on the front, and this will hold the rails in place because none of these ties are going to be on here. I have to remove all of these just to put them on the runway of the actual kit. I've already finished the one, putting the tracks on the one. So we'll see how this goes. Now, if you stick around long enough, I will be trying to light up my current one. The lights are already installed on it, but I'm going to see if I can add power just to make sure that it works, because you don't want to get too far and it doesn't work. That'd be embarrassing. That would be devastating. Chris, starting with Metro North NYC, but the Canadian version won't be in the. Yeah, I just literally spent $800 on P42s, so I'm P42'd out. And to be honest, even if Rapido did a Via Rail P42 or P40, it would have to be a very special wrap in order for me to consider buying it, because I already have the green one and I already have the Love the Way one, which, let's face it, I don't need another one beyond that. So it would have to be pretty special in order for me to purchase it. Nothing against Rapido. I'm sure the Athearn ones are fine. Better get off here and eat something, and I have to get it before they close. Well, make sure you bring some for everyone, because, that'd be nice. Dave? Where's Dave? I sent Dave the link, but he might be busy. He's not in the basement, so I don't know where he is. He's sleeping somewhere, probably. Sometimes he'll go into the chat, but he'll be in the background working. But, he would usually mention that he's here. Willow Creek, how's it going? Well, John, I mean, you better run now, because as soon as I'm done soldering these tracks together, we're gonna light that the one building up that I've already done. You're gonna want to see that, because it's gonna look cool, I hope. Rapido's been dropping the ball a bit, and the pre-orders take an extreme time. Yeah, I find that when they get stuff in now, it's not to the same amount that they used to. It seems like now you really have to actually pre-order in order to guarantee, and even in some cases the guarantee isn't even there, because I know a lot of people ordered those ballast hoppers and a lot of people didn't get their ballast hoppers. So, and those were people that pre-ordered. Just make sure you check with your shop and whatnot. It's all you can do, really. But yeah, it's disappointing, of course, if you pre-order something and then you don't get it. It kind of defeats the purpose of pre-ordering it, right? I'm so used to not pre-ordering that I have to get into the habit of pre-ordering, and I have to play catch up with the pre-order. My problem is that I don't like pre-ordering for the simple fact that I want to see the product. I want to know that it looks good and there's no issues with it, compared to where I used to just, buy it anyways. And if there was an issue, you'd hear about it from me. I don't like to complain. And money, of course, in this day and age, money is tight, right? We're not all millionaires, right? So I want to make sure that if I'm buying something, it's worth the money. Let me tell you about something that is worth the money. The Jeep 9 RM sets. I got to run mine today for the first time since purchasing it, and I am so happy with it. I had such a blast running it, and I had my caboose, my Trueline caboose on the back of it, and I was running some switching around the layout, and yeah, I had a blast. So if you guys are yet to buy a Jeep 9 from Rapido, even an RS11, they're pretty cool too. But my Jeep 9, it's one of my new favorites. Never thought it would be, but here we are. While I'm waiting for my iron to heat up, check this out. I did this week at some point. So this is one of the back door things. So the main part was all spray painted white, and then I did black around the frames of the doors, which I did obviously by hand. And then this here and this here connect with the concrete going around the sides. So I just continued that in the middle. And then I left the doorway here white. And then I added the clear plexiglass and then the gray to it. And, that's how the front of it, or I guess this is technically the back. That's going to look. And then this is one of the front. Now I have to respray this piece here that goes along here. This has the clear plastic on it, but I have to respray this because the one can, actually I had two cans of the dark gray. The first can, for some reason, and I have no idea why, and I'm sure someone's going to tell me, there was still a lot of paint in it, but all the air, the compressed air that was in it, was gone. So that was annoying. And then I go to get my second can, because for some reason I had two cans of the same color. Not terrible. The top part, the part that you push down on to go, right? That piece broke off, but it broke off with part of the stem, and it's like you can't get it back on at that point. and yeah, I just threw it out. So I'm out of the dark gray. And then I tried spraying it with a different gray that I have, but this gray is way too light. So I've got to respray these three. I'm going to Walmart tomorrow, so I'm going to grab some dark gray spray paint and get that done. Well, it's still nice out. Tempo RS18. Yeah, you like the RS18s as well. Yeah, they're nice. Most of those that Rapido did, like RS18, RS11, yeah, those are all really nice. I think the RS11 is the American version. Mostly U.S. road names. Oh, look who's tardy to the party.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dave, how's it going?
Good, good. You hear me okay?
How are you today? Yep.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, I just got, remember I had that spaghetti dinner you worked tonight, so
Oh, yeah, that's
just
right.
got home from that. It was good. It was good, man. Stuck around, helped clean up a little bit. Got a bunch of guys in. Hey, Steve 87th. Haven't seen you in a while. Trick said Mike, Elmar, John, Garvin, Todd Armstrong, Trains by Perry. So I hope you don't mind. I'm just running through to say hi to everybody. Ronald, Willow Creek, Anthony, Curly, and anybody else I missed. Possum Run, or Awesome Possum. I don't know how they get Possum Run from. Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Were you having difficulty at all with the supports, the side wall supports in it? Any kind of tricks to that?
Sidewall support.
You know,
So,
like the yellow I beams and everything that go all the way around this thing.
no, no, they were okay. Why? What's going on?
Nah, I'm just having a hard time getting them to glue. Maybe it's just the glue I'm using. I think my base is a little warped too.
Yeah.
No.
When I put my side, and a big reason why I put my sidewalls on first is because of the warp. So I had to like put the weight down on the main part just to kind of keep it flat. And then when I glued the sidewall on, I'm pushing down just to make sure that it's flat right along. And then once you do that and it dries, it holds it really good.
Yeah. Because I ended up taking off. Oh, kind of broke a couple of them off, like on the back wall. These yellow I beams.
Yeah.
Trying to get them to glue in there right. So I ended up just taking them off and gluing them on the wall
Oh, okay.
because they glue to the wall anyways.
Yeah.
But I was having a hard time, maybe because of my big fat hands, I couldn't get it in there really easily. But and trying to put the side platforms on the sidewalls,
Yeah.
pain in the neck.
Yeah. Those, I find that, well, what I did was I put all like the I beams and all that, all the supports.
Yeah.
I put those in before the walls.
Yeah.
There's some that have the little bump that stick out, and it holds steady against. Let me see if I've got one here. This doesn't. No, these ones don't have it, but it's on the sidewalls, and there's little things that stick out of the I beam that connect to the wall. They're like little dots.
Yeah, I see those on a couple of them.
Yeah, the camera won't
got
pick
them
it
in
up,
backwards. I don't know.
but There's some along there, and when
Well,
you pinch,
did
when
you
you
have
pinch,
extras of these? Did you have a couple
mm,
left over?
I'm not sure if I have leftover yet because I haven't
Mhm.
used them all.
You got 3 damn kits. It's gonna be hard to tell.
Yeah. Did you need some?
No, I got 2 here that I don't know where they go. So I'm asking if you have any. Did you have extras when you were
Um,
done?
I don't
Because
know
I feel
yet.
like I have a couple that I either didn't put them in
Yeah.
or something.
Well, there's definitely one in each corner.
Yeah, I have all those. 'Cause I glued those. I actually glued those onto the wall. The ones you're talking about with the little dots on them
Yeah. Yeah.
onto the sidewall. So I glued those onto the sidewalls first. I don't know if that's what you were just talking about or not, but
Yep.
so I have one in each corner. However, I still have 2 sitting here that made a mistake of cutting some of these off with the sprue when I was painting them, or a couple fell off the sprue, and I don't know what their numbers are. So I was kind of trying to go by
Huh.
the picture, and you know how that goes.
What do they look like? They're two little with the little triangles on them.
Yeah, the triangles that go in the corners because they get the little dots on the back. But I feel like I had a couple extras.
Are the triangles side by side? Like, is it like this? I guess with the white in the background, that doesn't help. I think I might know which ones they are. Okay.
I think they're the
So
number 47s and 40.
these two are side by side, like the same way that those
48?
are in your hand. These two right here. So
Yeah.
they might be 44 and 48.
Okay.
Might be. Because they're the only two that are side by side like that, making almost
Yeah,
like
because in the back
T.
corners there are 4 number 47. They're just the short ones. They don't have the little. I guess that's supposed to be for the that little triangle is supposed to hold the overhead crane. I think it doesn't come with the kit, of course.
Possibly.
I wonder what crane goes for that. I bought a crane a while ago for my junkyard. I thought about using for the junkyard. You putting a crane in yours?
I wanted to put one in, but I haven't.
I guess I have to see which crane I have. I don't know. Anyways, it don't matter. But I got my
Thursday
tracks
morning when
all.
you did your live, you used a picture that looked like the inside of one of those. What shop is that?
You know, I don't know.
Oh.
It didn't have a name on the shop, but I did go. I did go with the red that we were talking about the other morning
Yeah.
because I got a consensus from everybody that the red looked good and I should do the red.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I did the red there and at the other end. I didn't do the red underneath. I wasn't going to tear it all apart to do more red underneath the bottom, but I just kind of left the yellow down the middle in the bottom.
I think it looks very, very sharp. Looks good.
Yeah, thanks. And then when I put I did the tracks today. So I weathered those up first. And I added feeders in underneath here. So each track has a feeder, but down here underneath it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I left it long coming out the back. I don't know. Depends how I'm able to lay it into the layout. I may or may not be able to keep tracks coming out the back. I'm not sure yet. Just depends. I don't have as much room as I thought I had for this thing.
On the box, it always looks smaller, and then when you get it into the place where you're going to, it's like, oh,
yeah,
no.
Maybe not.
Well, because I was saying that I was going to put a double shop right beside this, so like another shop that protruded, and it was going to be the quote unquote paint shop, right, where they would repaint whatever. But I might not even have room for that. I might end up just putting 2 tracks there as storage tracks. That way I can at least get them closer together.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, you know how passenger trains can be, right? They take up a lot of real estate, just in general.
Yeah.
Chris agrees. He says the red does look sharp, so it's a good choice for sure.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, it gives it a little different look to it, I guess. Like, I would have never thought of that if I wouldn't have seen it on that picture. I was just looking for interior pictures for these things. I was trying to decide what color I wanted to paint the interior walls. So it's just gray. And it looks like it's pretty much white in that shop I was looking at, the shops.
Yeah, even with the shops that I have pictures of, it looks like a white wall. It might be off-white or a dirtier white eventually, but it's still a relatively new building, so it's going to be a lot cleaner looking than what it probably is today. So,
because like when you think of the old engine houses, not the old brick or wood engine houses, they're very dingy looking.
Yeah.
Inside, so I think these newer shops, anyways, tend to be maybe a little more bright. I don't know.
Yeah, the concrete and the bright yellows and whatnot definitely make it seem that way.
Yeah.
Hey, Cowboy Steve, how's it going? And James, Dundas Junction. James is lurking.
Man, this thing's so warped.
I was talking to Perry today about, because he has the same building, but he did his in a very different way than both you and myself. He put his together where it was kind of offset. So 2 tracks so if this is the 3 tracks and this is the 3 tracks, he put it like this, so that this goes to the outside and then the outside goes to this one. But he put them on top of each other like this, so he had to cut out a big chunk of the one just to make them fit together, which I commend him for, because I would not cut through that plastic. There's no way. I just wouldn't. That's all plastic base, right? So
yeah, it's a thick base too. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's got to be about a half an inch.
So his is really cool, and we were talking because he never added lights to his, and from what I'm seeing with a lot of these places, if you look at the bottom where the pit comes down, you can actually drill pinholes right along, and then stick a kind of like a nano LED in there, and it would light up right along the pit, and it would look so sharp with a locomotive sitting on the rails right above it. Yeah. Just an idea for you guys,
I actually kind of thought about doing something like that, where it would be, I was going to kind of put it on the side, like in the pit, but on the sidewall, not the floor.
Yeah.
Those little lights. Because they look with light right underneath it. What's that?
I was saying, yeah, because it honestly looks like there's lights in the pit itself.
Yeah.
Where mine are just under the walkways. But.
Yeah, well, that's how mine are too, right under the walkways.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I probably still could do it. Come in from underneath, but it'd be a little harder now that, we've done a lot of other work, so.
True.
But not impossible. What I need is a bigger work table. I got too much stuff on this table. I can't really get this whole thing on there enough.
Cowboy Steve said that he's inspired to get this kit, so he got it off eBay for $70 with shipping.
Oh yeah,
That's not bad.
it's not bad at all.
It's a really nice kit. I think everybody should at least try it once. Of course, if you have the space. Not everybody has the space for it.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging, but it's not impossible. You know, it's a good challenge where it really does go together pretty easily, all in all, so far. I mean, if you build enough Walthers kits, you understand how their instructions work. It's not too bad.
And let's be honest, there's way tougher kits.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think, what did I just build that was tougher than this? I can't remember now.
Mm-hmm. You know what I've wanted to try? I want to build the roundhouse, but with like a bunch of extension pieces and all that. That would be a cool build.
Oh, the roundhouse. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be a cool build. See, I think a transfer table would be cool in front of this kit.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a roundhouse is too old for my era. You too, really. I guess there's still roundhouses around though.
There's a few, not as big as what they used to be. You'll see some in a couple of places here and there. There's even an old transfer table downtown Toronto, right beside a Canadian Pacific yard, which is kind of cool because it's like we know what it is. Because if you go and you see it, you can tell that it used to be one, but it's all covered up with bush and tree now.
Yeah.
It's at the back of a home, like what was it, Rona? I think it was Rona, a Rona parking lot, which again, very weird place to put a transfer table.
What is Rona?
Rona is like home hardware, Home Depot, stuff like that. Lowe's.
I gotcha. Gotcha.
We've got so many different lumber hardware stores. It's crazy.
This thing wants to keep having a gap on me. This wall on the bottom. It's because this base has got just enough of a warp in it. I'm having a hard time getting it to stay glued together. Of course, I really can't complain. This kit, like I said, I bought used. I think I spent $35 on it or something. Shipping and everything.
That's not bad.
Like I said, I didn't have directions and all that stuff. So I'm sure it's, an older one that's been around for a minute in the box. I mean, it had the box and everything. It wasn't just laying around, but so I can't complain too much about any warping. It's not terrible, at least so far.
Listen, that's the issue with the transfer table. It's such an old kit that Walthers, I don't think, has ever put it back out. Like they didn't do a new run of it or retooled it or anything.
Oh no.
It might be something that they could do, and they could probably sell a good amount.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And I'm sure if they made like something with updated tooling and all that, I know a lot of the guys that already have them would probably go for the newer one opposed to the old one anyway. Have you done the tracks yet to go inside the building?
Oh yeah. They're in there. I did those today, actually, earlier this morning. So I got those all in. Wasn't too bad. I did I think I had mentioned the other day where I had left. I wish I would have left them in there to show you, but I left about 6 or 8 sleepers in. And I just kind of moved them in between the supports.
Yeah.
So that when I glued the rails down, I just wanted to make sure that I kept everything, to the right gauge and everything, just in case I got off a little bit or something with those supports.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the supports are weird. Like I put in all the supports first, and then I added the walls. I don't know if there's really a right way or wrong way to do that, but that's just what I felt worked best for me.
Yeah.
It helps line things up for sure.
Yeah.
I have that kit. I haven't started building it yet. Still working on the rest of the layout for my Conrail yard. Haven't got to it yet. Anthony, are you talking about the turntable or the transfer table? I believe you're mentioning the transfer table. Yeah. The transfer table is another kit that I wouldn't mind, but I don't have one for where I'm modeling, so it wouldn't really fit. And if I did a turntable, I'd probably do it as a display, just a static display, because we've got a turntable downtown Toronto, right by Union Station, and it's a steam whistle pub or brewery. So there's a roundhouse and a turntable, and then it's also a museum as well. So they take a lot of the museum pieces out and put them right by the turntable and right in front of the turntable, and people can come and look at some
cool.
national stuff and whatnot.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat tourist attraction. Maybe a transfer for the back of the shop. If you have a shop extension for like painting, that way you wouldn't need to move any trains. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, it's weird. I haven't heard from Sparky in a bit, so that's it's odd that you guys mention it. Hopefully, he's doing okay. Caught the Mo train coming out of Huntington, WV today, and they were looking shiny and new. Haven't been rail fanning since September.
Yeah, I didn't get out anywhere near as much as I wanted to this year.
No.
Summer. Nah. We're not rail fanning anyway.
Yeah, it's like you always plan to, and then you don't, and then next year.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, this window glass and stuff was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
The way they did these windows was kind of stupid.
The glass for me was kind of okay. It's the plastic insert that I don't like. The part that goes over top of the glass. Yeah. That thing is the worst.
For some reason, mine went in okay. I had to do a little bit of sanding. I didn't have to cut anything off. I thought you said you had to cut off some stuff.
Yeah, like one whole square portion.
some reason,
So that
mine,
was a
I didn't have to do that, but
same thing happened with the old one that I did too.
oh, really?
Yeah. But that was just for the sides. The front seems to be okay. Like the front and the back are okay. Just
They
kind of
don't make this side thing easy to put on, you know? The side platform.
Oh yeah, even that. Now you put your inserts in, right?
What are you talking about?
The like the glass and whatnot, right?
Oh, yeah,
I had
that's, yeah.
I had to clip mine in, but because my middle sections don't have that, it was very easy to just use a clamp and clamp it in place to hold it.
Oh. Yeah, no, this thing, it's interesting. It's against my better judgment right now. Trying it on its side, but
So I'm going to see if I can wire up my the current one that I have done so that I can turn on the lights and test it. Because I'm really eager to see what it looks like and if it works and all that stuff. So I'm going to try and do that.
I mean, I tested all my lights before I actually, like once I installed them underneath the platforms, I tested them prior and then after I installed them, but not since I've had them in the building itself. So I made sure.
So you've already seen what it looks like?
Yeah, if you got it. Definitely.
What kind of power supply did you use?
I was just using a 9-volt just to make sure it was working.
Ah, okay.
Like I just tested them individually, you know. Like each strip of lights that I put on there.
Yeah.
But I haven't, like, since I put it in the building, I haven't done anything with it. I haven't tested it again.
How many passenger stations are going to be on your layout? That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe at least one on each level, I think. I don't want to overdo it. But I think I'm just going to have a main hub and then a secondary hub.
John Train, BFGR, hello. He said he'll be in Vancouver November 14th and 18th. Hey, Mark, coming in rails. Any West Coast Canadians on Vancouver, BC train show November 2 and 3? Anyone going? Steve 87th was asking.
That's
It-
Vancouver's too far of a drive for me, so might have to sit that one out.
Anthony Borden, Dave, do you run passenger service? Not really. I mean, I do have an Amtrak that I can run. I have some older passenger service. I was going to do like an excursion train, maybe an excursion steam train or some old F7s or something like that. You know, I have an Amtrak station. I don't know if I can fit it in, like a more of a modern Amtrak station from Walthers. I don't know where I'm going to put it though. But I do have I have one passenger train that's Amtrak. I got two locomotives, both those P42s. One's the one of those 50th anniversary ones that Athearn just came out with this last year, like earlier in the year or whatever they came due. But I don't really run it much. Like I'm not a big passenger guy. I think it's intermodal and grain. I like grain a lot. Intermodal, like unit trains. I like long coal drags, long oil can trains. But these are just like the cheaper passenger cars I have. What I should eventually do if I ever decide to get more serious about it, or just decide to make like one really good passenger train, spend the money on the good coaches and all that. Just make it like the one that I run.
I find a lot of people will either do one or the other. They don't really do both.
Yeah.
But yeah, some sets like that. There's some passenger sets that are like, for us, it's like the CP stuff and steam locomotive, and then passenger sets. They use them for excursions and all that. A lot of guys will get stuff like that, but they run a lot of freight.
Yeah, well, that was originally my thinking was do an excursion train. Just so I can maybe run some steam or something. Because I'm not a big steam guy, but I mean, I do like steam. I just don't. I'm model modern, so I don't really run a lot of steam. Got a couple of steamers, but I need this damn wall to stay glued down. It's driving me nuts.
With a Japanese N scale locomotive up at the head. Which locomotive?
Let's see. Steve, where were you at? Cowboy Steve, where were you at? Did you see the maintenance way train and then this molten sulfur train? Anthony, Dave, as big as your layout is, can you run both at the same time? I could, especially on the upper level. I have two main lines. I could, I can always run one on one main, on the passenger or whatever. Trains by Perry. So do modern steam then, Dave. Well, that's kind of what I don't know what modern steam is, other than excursion trains that have been restored, like the big boy and things like that. Oh, you're in West Virginia. Okay. Canova, West Virginia.
I hope this works. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be frustrated.
Oh, what are you trying to get it all wired up and lit?
Yeah, I'm hoping that I can just see how it looks, you know, with the lights inside, just to
Yeah.
kind of gauge if this is the right thing. I feel like it is, but I want to see it.
I'm not gonna be happy if I can't get this thing to stay together. I have all kinds of light bleed and everything. I don't know why I don't want to stay glued.
See, that's the only good thing with mine is that I've got a dimmer that's built into mine. So I just took the end of the cable and I've added wire, and then I've added it to my, what do you call these? Power strips or whatever?
Oh yeah, terminal strips.
Yeah, terminal strips. So what'll happen is that I can just plug all my positives and negatives into these, and then the whole thing just plugs into the wall. So it should technically work, and then I should be able to dim it and all that. But we're going to find out in like 30 seconds if this is going to work, because I'm going to grab the one that's already wired up, and we're going to see what happens here. And if there's a small fire, then that's cool too, because you know, that's a thing. I'm going to move that. We'll do more soldering after if this works.
I have to pick up some of that super glue that you use. This cheap stuff ain't worth a damn.
The Bob Smith stuff?
I thought you used some kind of Loctite or something, don't you? I think it's something else.
Depends on which thing you're talking about, because like I use a couple of different glues. So when it comes to the painted on painted, that's a Bob Smith Instacure, and it also is a gap filler as well. So it does dry a little bit.
I have to pick some of that up then, because this ain't working very well. It's frustrating.
Now, if for some reason this does work, I can honestly say it was a complete fluke. So there's that. That's what I have going for me right now. But you know, hopefully it works. That'd be a weight off my shoulders.
Fingers crossed. We can always hope.
Yeah. Perry, dial 9-1, and then when I give you the go ahead, press 1 again.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I stripped the ends of all the appropriate wires. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to bring my power strips over to here, and I have to plug in all my reds and whites now, so that might take a minute. I guess this is me keeping it simple as one can keep it if I'm like talking about the wiring aspect of this. But nothing about this build whatsoever is simple. It's just I like to make things complicated.
Well, here's the thing: we were just building it and not trying to wire it up and everything like that, too.
Yeah.
So we're making it a little more complicated that way, too, because we're adding all these other wires and lights and everything like that. So it's adding a little more level of complication, I guess.
But we'll know right away as soon as I plug this thing on if it's a crapshoot or not.
Here's hoping.
The other thing is it's 4 wires per building. Like, so there's, because there's 4 stalls or 4 strips there. So it's 4 sets of wires here that I'm fastening. So this is it's taking a minute.
Yeah.
But thankfully, all the wiring can be hidden underneath the layout, more or less. Cowboy Steve. I was telling Dave on his live stream, I was thinking of trying to add a welding flicker under one of the tracks. That'd be cool, because they do have those. That is a real thing. And if you can make that happen, even better.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I have to agree.
Okay, one more set of wires here. I should always advise that if anybody who's younger is thinking of trying to do this, please have parental supervision, because electronics are no joke. Okay, so I've got my basic power supply. This is what comes with the LED lights, the light strips. So it will work for it. For sure. Okay. I'm gonna go full screen for a minute here. Bear with me, just so we can see what happens here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the before. Kind of bland. Kind of Whoa. That's so bright.
That's
It's
right.
actually it's way brighter in the here. Let me see. Okay, so when I dim it right down, it looks better, but it's why is that? This one's not on. No. One of them doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Okay, so one of my strips does not work. Unless it does. You know what? I honestly can't tell.
Looks like they're all on. Which one do you think is on?
This one here is not on.
Oh, yeah, I guess maybe it's a little dimmer for sure. You sure you got the
Well-
wires attached right?
Yes, I think so. I feel like it's wired correctly. There might be something somewhere here that is off, but because it's the entire strip, it feels like the very first. It would have been the very first one that was not good. Well, I mean, it still looks okay because of the fact that you can just put it brighter, and you'd never know anyways.
I mean, I couldn't even tell that wasn't lit at first until you pointed it out.
So the next thing I want to do, and might work, might not work. We'll see what happens here. Just as a visual aid. That's still really bright. Yeah, if I dim it just a little bit, it looks a lot better. It's just the camera is really terrible at picking it up because it's so bright. But like that's the dimmest. So even if I put it on the dimmest and then I put LEDs, let's say right above, then it'll shine down, and it should light up a little bit more. Not a huge deal. I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference if I'm being honest. So, but yeah, it's hard to test it, and like you can wire it to the whatchamacallit, but getting it in place and whatnot is still very tough. Either way, that's really dark, and then that's what it looks like. All right. No, you said that you have your lights hooked up to yours, right?
I don't have it hooked up to anything right now.
Ah,
No, just testing them with like a 9-volt battery as I was installing them to make sure each strand was working.
yeah.
But I haven't tried all of them. Like I haven't done what you just did. It would have been a good idea to do that. I wish I had some little clamps. I don't have any clamps. Hmm. Let me see if I can figure something out.
So I guess I have to do more wiring. I don't want to, but I have to. Okay, I don't know why this one. Perry sent me a link. Perry, can you text that to me? Because I won't be able to click on it here. It says flickr.com. So it's probably your Flickr page, but I won't be able to see what it is. I think it's just the wiring that's slowing me down here with this whole thing because it's tedious.
Wiring, yeah.
It will be worth it. What will be worth it, Steve? The wiring? All this tedious wiring is going to be worth it? We'll see.
I agree. I think it will be.
Hey, Bubs, how's it going? Fancy seeing you here. No, I didn't call you Steve. You said something. Hold on, let me find it here now. Gotta find it. You said it'll be worth it. And I said, what'll be worth it? And then that's when we said, oh, it's probably the wiring part. Are you going to use like all the roof pieces that it comes with as well?
Like the venting and stuff?
Yeah, like, well, the roof, the vents.
We'll put the roof on, but I'm gonna try to do the roof where it's removable, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll use all those vents or not. Like building it right off the box. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm never really a big fan of the vents on any of these kits that Walthers gives you.
Yeah.
I don't like how they look. They don't look real.
Yeah. I agree. And do you have some other type of vents you like to use, like aftermarket stuff?
Nothing in particular. Like I did like the roof detail stuff from ITLA, which is all wood stuff. So I'm thinking of getting some venting from them and doing some venting both on the inside and some on the outside as well.
Yeah.
Because their venting looks a little bit more realistic. But I don't know if it's going to look weird putting like wood kit stuff with, plastic kit stuff. I don't know if anybody else does that. Does it throw off the whole thing or what?
I don't know. Are these posts on the sidewalls? Are they supposed to actually glue to the sidewall?
Yeah. Yeah, the ones that are right beside the wall glue. There should be little plastic bumps where that should go. Like there's usually one on the left of it, one on the right of it, and then that goes right in the middle.
I feel like my window glass is in the way.
Russ puts lighting and animation in almost all of his structures, and it is worth it, in his opinion.
Who does that?
Russ's Rockin' O and HO Trains. James says ITLA kits are great, but they are pricey. I think in a case like that, you do get what you pay for. But yes, if you'd rather put money into models like trains and then, not as much into the buildings, then that's understandable too.
Yeah, I agree.
You kinda have to,
It's like a lot of things. You get what you pay for,
yeah. It's a tough call. Because you can still make plastic kits look really good.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to get wood kits and spend that money, but it's definitely worth it when you do.
I agree. I haven't built any wood kits, so I mean, I say I agree, but I don't know because I haven't built any.
Is it okay if I highly encourage it?
Yeah, it's totally okay. One of these days I'll get to it. I think this glass is supposed to be, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't screw it up.
If you were coming to Springfield, I would totally bring you over to the ITLA booth and introduce you to Nick and show you all the awesome stuff in person that he's done.
Oh, ITLA, yeah. They definitely have some nice stuff. That's right.
Cowboy Steve says he needs to start practicing with his airbrush. Never used one before. Watching some of Boomer's videos on doing the airbrushing. Yeah, I've contemplated about getting one myself. James uses one, I believe, and he does good work with that. I just don't have, I don't have one, and I'm so used to using acrylics and spray paints like rattle cans that, it's almost like a habit now. You just do what you're used to, and that's it.
Well, I still only use acrylics, even with the airbrush.
Yeah.
Water cleanup stuff. Because I don't really have any venting that's really great in the basement here.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't do any rattle can in the house. I take it out to the garage, I just don't want all that in the house. It just takes so much to get it out. Smell.
Yeah. I used to because I was desperate. It's harder to get stuff like that done when there's only so many months in the year that you can go out to the garage and get a clean spray, and then it dries properly and it doesn't freeze onto it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something that the rest of the family enjoys when I do. So
Yeah, no, I catch grief myself when I do it in the house. What I do end up doing though is I will bring, like if it's cold out, I will bring it back inside. I'll spray it out there and I'll bring it in to dry. So you still get some of the smell, but you don't get that real massive like spray and
yeah,
real
it's more
bad
like a paint smell than a aerosol smell.
Right. So most of that's gone by the time I get back in the house with it.
I'd be too afraid it would freeze on contact. But of course, depending on the temperature, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if it's just too cold, or you just can't. It just, it's just not smart. It doesn't work well. This building's pissing me off right now. Part of my problem is I don't really have a great workspace to work on big buildings like this. I'm working on a nice size table.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like folding table, but I got my computer on it. I got everything else on it, so it's not as ideal as it should be. I'm dealing with this warped freaking base. I guess it's warped. I don't know what the hell.
For me, all the sticky is gone from the back side of my LED light strips, so I have to hot glue them in place, which I'm okay with. It doesn't really affect them, but it's a pain. So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up having to do that as well on a couple of mine that were all the sticky backing was off of them because I had to remove them and realign them a couple times. What the hell, man?
Dave and Chris, you can buy a portable booth from Micromark. That's true. They do offer little spray booths. You can get little ventilation systems as well for them, which is pretty cool.
We just have to vent it somewhere. I don't have any windows to vent it out of down here. Not anywhere near where I can set the spray booth up. I just have two small vent windows. My windows are glass block. I got just those little vent windows in them in the basement. So I don't really have anything I can really vent them out.
John says that he only has a TV tray to build on, which I commend you for. I mean, you definitely don't need a huge space to be able to enjoy the hobby. But when I didn't have a table, when I didn't have this specific workspace, I was working right on my layout, and I found that I would end up damaging the physical layout more by cutting on it and whatnot. Just by building a kit, and it's not good, right? So.
Well, this is fine for small. I mean, that's a folding table. It's not a bad sized table. What I need to do is when I'm building something like this, I need to take the laptop off of it and a bunch of the other crap off of it. I mean, put that on a like a TV tray or something, you know. But it's just, you know, easier not to. And then complain about it, I guess. I don't know.
Gives you something to complain about.
Yeah. So.
I remember when I first started, and I've been looking back at a lot of pictures from when I started building kits and started working on layout stuff and all that. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table, you know. Even Mark still sits at the kitchen table to work on his layout stuff. And
yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that. You just got to clean up at the end of, you know, you can't leave it for a couple of days and hope somebody doesn't need to use the table for something.
When I was building these bridges over my river, I was on vacation for a week, and it was nice out. And, so I have like one of those metal top like gazebos on my deck. And the back is, you know. So we had a, you know, picnic table underneath that, a patio table, and, you know, chairs and everything. So I was building it out there.
Oh, that's cool.
Enjoying the weather, and then, you know, getting that built as well.
And your family was okay with you doing that?
Yeah, you know, I cleaned it up enough at the end of the night so that I didn't have a bunch of little pieces of stuff laying all over and wouldn't get blown around or lost, you know. But
yeah, I think the craziest place, and now we're kind of getting into that kind of side of it, but that's okay. The craziest place I've ever built a kit was because we used to have a trailer, and we'd go to the campground, right? And it would be a weekend thing, you know. You have a campfire and all that going and whatnot. And I brought a kit one time, and we were sitting around the campfire, and I'm like, well, look, I gotta take all these pieces off the sprue, and I gotta clean the pieces. And I'm not the kind of person to just sit there, because then I start twiddling my thumbs, and I get bored. So I was cleaning all these pieces for a kit in front of the campfire. And
that's cool.
yeah, it's weird, but it's, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
No, I think that'd be kind of neat. Because, you know, it's most of us in the summertime, you know, we don't want to necessarily be down in our basements working on trains.
That's true.
You know, especially guys up north like us, and, you know, wintertime is too cold to be outside. Unless you're in the, I was never into winter sports and stuff, you know. Guys that ski and that kind of stuff, you know, that's different. I never was big into that. But so you try to get as much as you can out of the summer and being outside to enjoy the weather and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's the same with me, James. Mine's in the basement too, but I don't really have great ventilation, so I don't use anything but just like water-based acrylics. So,
So Chris, you are hot gluing the lights on. Anything else under the lights as well? So basically, only because the sticky side of the strip is gone, I put the hot glue on there. And then once I put the wiring on, I put hot glue to kind of hold it in place. also to prevent anything metal from coming in contact with it, so that I can avoid a short or anything like that. Yeah, and then it's good to go.
Is that for for your next building, or did you take that building apart, take that out?
Which one?
That strip right there.
This one right here. Well, this is I've only done one building with these in it, so all these are for the other two buildings.
Okay. I know that one you said wasn't working, so I didn't know if you took it apart. Then
Nope, I have no idea what to do about that now. I'll probably just leave it, knowing me, because what's done is done.
yeah,
Can't really take it out. Well, I can, but I'd risk breaking everything. So I'm just hoping that when I add lights from above, you don't notice it.
yeah.
Or maybe that pit is turned off for some reason. No, somebody's not using it.
Yeah, if it bothers you that much, then I would add those lights from underneath or something, like you were talking about. But I think you'll do more damage trying to take it apart and fix it than just leaving it alone.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
I don't think you'll even notice it really. Especially since you got two more kits you're going to be next to it, and so
it's literally going to be a secret.
That may not be in use.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it might not be used. I don't know yet.
I mean, the lights may not be on,
Yeah. It'll probably just be a secret between me, you, and everybody watching. Only we will know about it.
So, guys, we just have to make sure we point that out every time we see his engine facility.
And if somebody starts sending out an email about the light and how I need to change that strip, there's nothing I can do about that. So what did I do? So now I have to get one of the bases because I don't know what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at with like two of them, where I just have the base with all the little legs standing up there, and I still have to drill the holes and all that. I don't know which end's the front. I think it's that end. Yeah, it's that end. So I have to drill all these holes here too, which that's a pain. Oh man, my OCD would drive me nuts if I had lights that didn't work. Yeah. I don't suffer from OCD. I suffer from checked it the first time and I'll pay for it later. Whoop.
Exactly, Mike. Same thing. Problem with my garage is it's detached, so I have to actually go out into the weather. So if it's raining or snowing, I got to make sure whatever I want to paint is inside of a box or inside of covered, so I don't get water droplets or anything on it, and then that kind of screws things up when you go to paint it. So I don't get to just walk out the door in there into my garage. It's all good, man.
And here's the thing for all the naysayers, Steve.
Yeah.
That's my third one that's wired and whatnot. So it's gonna be the farthest one away. So I'm wondering, what are the chances you'll notice it? I mean, you'll notice it. No one else will notice it, just you. But yeah. I'm not too overly concerned. I know I should have probably checked it before, but that's what I'm gonna do now with the first two. Making mistakes and then learning.
Learn from your mistakes.
That's all you can do. We're always our own worst critic. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's where sometimes people ask me like if I have like zero confidence. Sometimes it's like, no, not in my own work. I do not have any confidence. Give me something normal. I'll have confidence in that. Like when it comes to my 9 to 5 job, I've got lots of confidence in that. So I can do that with no problem.
Right.
This, I don't have enough hours. Not enough hours banked. Okay, so that will go there. And I need red and white wire here. The plus side is I know I can definitely take criticism. Otherwise, I'd never do any of this live.
That's the truth.
You got to be open to it.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta laugh though. Some of the criticism that you get sometimes, like of all the things, that's what bugs you. You know, like some of the comments sometimes.
It happens.
And usually
I
it's from
feel
like some obscure person that I don't see often or ever, like in my in my videos or whatever, comments, some random person.
Yeah, I
It's
used to
not that
have.
it's even a bad comment. It's just something that I wouldn't have thought to ask about that.
Yeah,
It's kind of a random thing.
it's not really the negative comments. It's the people that they only say the negative comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's been some people in the community that have even been affected by the exact same people. And when they ask me, well, how do you deal with it? I say, I just block them. There's no room for that negativity here.
Yeah.
I don't do this hobby to, be deeply criticized by people who are just angry.
Yeah.
I do this for fun, believe it or not. This is fun to me.
As we're building this and swearing, it's not fun.
Steve doesn't criticize. We didn't think you were criticizing. And we're definitely not talking about it. I do want to put an HVAC unit going through the rafters. So once the cross sections are on that support side to side of those walls, I don't know if I can reach it. I probably can. Well, they're not even in here. Whoop, I dropped stuff. Oh no. Oh. These pieces. So they go
Yeah,
side to
well,
side. I'm gonna put like an HVAC system in,
like an
and it's
exhaust
gonna
system.
attach to those. So you'll have to look up in order to see it, but it should still technically be visible. Mike, now that you're back, you have to put another hole in the wall. I think there's a rule.
Yeah, that's gotta be tough, Steve. I bet you had a lot of hours in training that horse, showing and training. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I know, like a truck diesel shop, you got, exhaust hoses that'll go over the stack or near the stacks, so that you can vent the diesel fumes out of the building. I don't know if they would do something like that in these buildings, or if it's just one big exhaust type fans or several exhaust fans like that.
Yeah, what's the difference between the different colored pipe? So would that be like one's a water pipe and that's whatever color. One would be for I guess your sprinkler system. How do you know what's what?
I mean, I think they would kind of color code stuff. I don't know what that is. I feel like if sprinkler systems, maybe it would be red, like because it's for fire,
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
But I don't know about like just regular water lines or that kind of stuff. So I guess like just regular piping or drain pipes and stuff would just be painted whatever color you want. I don't know. Could be wrong.
Steve's saying it depends on the local building codes. It's
Probably.
based off your jurisdiction. Which that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You would just think that there would be a standard,
You're
Or
talking about government agencies too. Yellow's gas.
gas line yellow, yeah. Yellow is natural gas. There is a chart that tells you. Is there a chart? Barry knows everything.
Blues water.
For many industries, they tag the lines with stencils, but oxygen has to be green. NG lines are usually yellow, like NG being natural gas. Gas is yellow, fire suppression is red, oxygen or compressed air is white. Huh. I'm learning so much.
Yeah. Geez, I don't know if maybe I got this thing finally glued in place. Sort of.
You think you hold it long enough and then you let it go and then
yeah.
Nope.
I ran out of super glue and I think I just have to get a better type super glue. If you think about it, after the show, send me the name of that glue that you were talking about, that quick setting stuff.
Yeah, there's also a spray where it's like it's not really an activation, but it's like it basically will dry it on the spot when you spray with the stuff. Instacure, I believe is what it's called. Instacure spray.
Oh yeah. Now do you have to use
But
that with CA glue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, some of this like dollar store or cheaper brand super glue just it's not instant setting at all.
Well, I find this stuff is very comparable to, like, there's a type of Gorilla Glue that comes in like a very small bottle as well. Very comparable and does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But I always just you're so used to, well, if a hobby store sells it, then I'm going to use it, right? You'd think that that'd be the case.
Yeah. True. I don't think I'm going to do any more tonight. I think I'm going to let this stuff fully dry because if I keep trying to mess with it, I think it's going to screw things up again. I think I finally got it together. And famous last words.
Yeah, you definitely don't want it to get messy. I think in order for me to make any sort of dent on this thing, I'm going to have to do this wiring like maybe even tomorrow or throughout the week, because yeah, it's tough to get something like this done, and especially doing it live is already nerve-wracking. But
Yeah, it's also you're trying to do it where people can kind of see what you're doing. That's why you're doing it live, so people could kind of see your work.
yeah,
But sometimes it makes it that much harder to do some certain things you just need to really concentrate on. and not mess up.
It's also the borderline the equivalent to watching paint dry, but it's
Yeah.
it's literally just soldering. Which a lot of people are okay with, because you get, again, like you said, you get to watch everything happen in real time, right? So there's that.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're going to be be building this kit. It's definitely helpful to watch it, whether it be a video or be live like this. Either way, it's definitely helpful. I do like to try to find videos of people that have built what I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
You kind of learn some of the mistakes they made, and tricks of building it. But
my problem is I only usually learn by doing. That's how I learn. So,
yeah, that's my best way as well. It's just as I like to see, hey, this guy suggests to put this in before that. Even though the instructions say to do it this way, sometimes it's better. I found better to do this instead, or whatever.
yeah.
So
Getting as far as you have with the kit, do you feel any different about it? Is it really ridiculous? Is it any regrets yet?
no, I don't regret it. I don't know. It's why is that weird? Oh, I see. That's stupid. I would have thought that these smaller rafters, a couple of them they go in there kind of weird, like off of those little slots on the front wall.
Yeah.
Like I would have thought that they would have gone from the top of the I-beam to the top of the other I-beam.
There's a little for the front piece. There's a little I-beam that bridges the two together.
Yeah. I got to put this other wall on there too. That's probably part of the problem. It goes from that to that. Interesting. I guess I was probably supposed to leave that little thing on there. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to wait. Like I want to keep going. I want to keep adding the next step, but I'm going to let this set up good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to attach this one piece here, and then I think I'll be good. That is, if it does want to stick. It does not appear like it wants to stick, so.
Like I said, part of my issue right now is just trying to get this base to work out. There's the fact it's all Not all warped, but warped enough. At least I think that's my issue. I feel like it's kind of giving me a little bit of grief. I think tomorrow
Do you have
I'll go out and get
any
some.
way to clamp it flat?
No, unfortunately, no. I guess I could put a couple locomotives in here and see if it will weight it down, huh? Not a bad
Possibly,
idea.
yeah. Like weighting it down that way would be something you could do.
I did run a couple of like I ran a box card through it to make sure everything was, engaged. I ran my track gauge in there as well, just to make sure everything was correct.
Chris and Dave are on tonight. What are they up to? Building kits, not getting their fingers stuck to glue. Well, now hold on there, Mike. The night's still young. Getting fingers stuck to glue is the best highlight that we have here.
Yeah, no doubt.
You'll have to check back for the blooper reel.
Yeah, done my fair share of that for sure.
The one thing that is nice now compared to before is that my the basement or the train room that I had in the old house was carpeted, and when you drop a piece of something, whether it's a detail piece or whatever, if you drop it into that carpet, it's gone.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're waiting for me to get third-degree burns.
Oh, are you using a hot glue?
Well, I use the hot glue. I usually burn myself on the hot glue gun. It's not that bad of a burn, but it's still, enough to let you know, hey, you messed up. But not today. So that might be a new record. Doing
I've
something.
totally burned the heck out of myself with that dang glue gun.
Did you? It sucks, but it's like, well, I knew what I was getting myself into.
So annoying. That's kind of look nice. You guys can't really see it. I can't really get the camera to do much with it, but it's gonna look good.
Getting back on track with Steve. How's it going? Congrats on 30 years. He's probably too long, but okay, I'm just gonna solder these little ones here because if I don't do this now, I don't think I ever will. To be fair, this is no different than a cooking show. People watch cooking shows where they're making food and stuff, knowing full well that they'll never get to eat that food that's being cooked.
Very good point. That's a good point.
Going good, just watching guys build. That's going to be the running thing here now.
Yeah, just watching people build shit.
Come for the train, stay for the two guys building stuff. I could write a whole commercial about that. Do you like watching guys build stuff? Well, come on down. There is just a lot less drinking on this show than cooking shows. Less fire, too. Well, now hold on, Steve. The night's still young. I haven't started a fire yet, but I could very well do that.
There's still time. Still time.
And they'll be calling me Govia or go straight to the hospital with third-degree burns. Which I don't recommend that name. It's too long. It's not catchy.
It's not fun.
No. There's the fun limit on that one is 0.
Yeah. Agree.
Can't make a shirt with that on it. Less cussing? Well, I could always go get my wife and tell her how much some of this stuff costs. You guys want to hear some sailor talk?
You don't get crazy,
that's it's like shooting yourself in the foot right there.
We'll call all of our wives and rat us all out. Damn it.
That's a show within itself.
Yeah.
Russ is totally against that idea. Why is that, Russ?
I think
Why
we're
are
all
you
a little
telling
bit against
everybody
that
that
idea.
they're half price? Or that it was half the price? It is 10:04. You're done for the night, eh? You're good.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think it makes more sense for me not to keep going, let everything set up real good,
Yeah, yeah. How many more shows do you think it'll take you to complete that whole thing?
Well, basically going to be onto the roof here soon. But I don't know. I don't know how else what other lighting I'm going to do. Like how I would want to do some up like in the top, but I don't know exactly how I want to put it in there.
Do you wire your own LEDs, or are you thinking the Woodland Scenics just plug?
No, I don't do the Woodland Scenics. I haven't used their system. It's a good system. I don't know. I just didn't want to spend the money on all that. So I kind of do just my own stuff.
Hey, if you can, all the more to you.
I mean, I buy LEDs that are already wired. I don't wire them myself. Those little tiny ones would be a little pain in the backside to wire them. I don't have a problem like wiring resistors on them and stuff. But to actually wire the LEDs themselves, you know what I mean? It's just too small.
It's not ideal.
Yeah. But, you know, like I said, Woodland Scenics is a good system. I know guys like it a lot.
I have fun with it. It does what it's supposed to do. And
well, that's the main thing, right? Works like it's supposed to.
Yeah. It's a shame when it doesn't work when it's supposed to. That's when that's a real problem. Why is that like that?
Oh, thanks, Terry or Elmar. Terry, geez. He sent me something on magnetic clamps, which would be really cool. These would have been really helpful here for sure.
Are they the ones that square up everything too?
Yeah, they look like I guess like he would put them on one on the inside of the building, one on the outside, and they would make like magnet each other and through the wall. Kind of what it looks like to me. That'd be kind of a cool thing. And that Instacure is what you were talking about. He sent me a thing for that, Micro Mark. Instacure.
Oh, did he send you that?
Yeah, he sent me a link to it from Amazon. Which that's cool. Thanks, Al. So put that there. Pick up that one too.
All right.
Those clamps are a little pricey though, man. Jeez. $50.
Same thing with 123 blocks. 123 blocks are pricey.
So I've seen guys that have those like magnetic trays with the magnets that you can, you know what I mean? But
yeah, those are cool.
I've never seen them big enough to do like a kit like this. I mean, I guess you could do individual walls, you know. I don't know. They make them pretty big too, though, I guess. You can buy them in different sizes.
I'm going to add one more piece and then I'm calling it. It's one little piece here because I have to wait for the stuff to cool anyways. And then I got to go back over this with hot glue to make sure that it's sealed. And then I'll do all that testing and whatnot tomorrow because I'm off. And I'll have more patience after a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea, man. Broke one of my handrails off on the inside when I was messing around. Damn it. Like,
which handrail?
it's one of the ones on the platform. One of them kind of broke. I had to kind of try to glue it back together, piece it together, but this one here should be okay.
Yeah, I still have to paint all the little handrails that are on the inside for like the walkways.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm all like, oh, I'm not looking forward to this at all.
Yeah, I painted all that stuff prior to installing it. Sometimes I think Walthers just makes things more difficult than it needs to be.
Probably, yeah. Starting with the instruction booklet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody will agree with that.
I hate to be that guy, but I wish they were color coded.
Would be helpful, yeah.
The better Walthers kits come from Keebri. I hear some of those kits are pretty difficult. Is it Keebri? Or what's that other? There's another.
Isn't Keeper like a German company or something?
Yeah.
Like, I think
Have you ever done
Fowler
any of
German?
Faller? That's the one. Yeah. Faller has some tough ones. That's what I hear, anyways. But have you done a Bachmann Spectrum building?
Have I? I
Yeah.
don't think I have. I do have. I do have a Spectrum. I think it's an engine, fueling racks and sanding racks that I've had for years, and I haven't put those together yet. So I don't know how that's going to go. But I haven't put any like buildings together.
They might have used to do
Have
a
you?
lot more with that stuff. Yeah, there was this they call it a skyscraper, but it's not really a skyscraper because it's not that tall. But I did that, and then they had a hotel. It was a mostly brick. I think what is it called, the Ashmore Hotel? I don't know.
I've
I
heard of
can't
that
remember.
one, yeah.
So those kits were pretty cool as far as a Bachmann building kit goes. So not terrible. But as far as detail goes, little to be desired.
Not too detailed or no?
Not really. No.
There's my clamps. How about a little clothespin action?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, that works. It works.
Okay.
It's, you know,
I mean, depending what you're using them on, it works. I have some of these, but they're like almost too strong, too springy.
yeah.
I
I've
don't know how
got
to
it.
explain it.
You've seen my much smaller version of that, right? Like there's
Yeah,
no real, it's not very compressive. I don't know if that's a word.
yeah.
Squeeze. The squeeze on those is not crazy.
Hey, Floyd Robbins is here. How you doing, Floyd?
Floyd, we were just about to disconnect. There, I did it.
Well, Steve.
See, I wired
Steve
them all the
has a
same.
new-
Now, if
What is
this
that?
one doesn't work, then I'll be sad, but I'll still be
What
able
was
to do
that?
it. Well, because it was showing, like, I wired this one just like I wired the other one. So
Yeah.
there's no reason why it wouldn't, like, the other one didn't work. So I don't know. I don't know what happened with that one. But I will definitely test it before I, glue the platform.
I got all my wires like taped underneath. Kind of keep them out of the way while I'm building this thing.
Is going on with this? Oh my gosh. Oh. Daughter. Yeah, see, I messed up a piece. I should have quit while I was ahead.
You messed up with those?
Just one little piece, and it's because it twisted because the wire is a little too stiff. Not a huge deal. I can fix it, but it's not going to be fixed tonight. I don't have the mental capacity for that.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but still getting there. At least I got the tracks done, so the tracks can all go into all their spots. Well, the rails, anyways. And then it's just continuing the wiring process until that's done. And then just keep building. Most of these pieces are good to go, anyways, like the side walls. And I think I've got two more. Yeah. One front wall, one back wall left to add pieces to and paint the bottoms. And then just detail all the little things, which I got to figure out still.
Did you figure out who that person was that had the interiors?
Yes.
Like all the detailed interior stuff?
Yeah. I'll send you those links as well. There's
Okay.
two different ones, depending on what you want to use. There's some stuff that I'm going to get that has a totally different purpose than what they're selling it as. You just kind of have to look at it and say, okay, what can I turn that into, or what can I make that? So, a refrigeration unit for a trailer is one of the things that I have to get, and then I have to paint it silver, and then it's going to go inside up on the wall. something like that. But I don't even know what it's for. I see it in the picture, and that's exactly what it looks like. So, and then there's just a bunch of pipes going to it and then coming from it. So, yeah. Anthony says that he ordered the Wiseman roll-up door, 3 of them. Huh. Send the link.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question too. You're going to, I'm going to leave the doors off, obviously, because I want to go in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen
The back
where,
doors are going to be.
Huh?
The back doors are going to be on. They're going to be shut, but the front doors, I have no idea yet.
Yeah.
But you're leaving
For now, I'm
yours
going to
open.
leave them off just because I don't know if I'm going to go all the way through.
Yeah. The funny thing is that these are all roll-up doors, but when I watched the video about the tour of the Whitby facility, the doors open sideways, but they almost collapse, so that they go like this.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have no idea how I would model that. So they're all on hinges, and I'm not going to put a hinge on a little piece of plastic like that. It seems like overkill. So I don't know.
There is an engine house. I don't remember. I think it's somebody overseas that makes it. That has an operating. It's like a 2-bay house. Has operating doors on it.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look. And the Wiseman motorized door. Oh, it's $70. Oh, oh, oh my.
Is that per door?
$70 per. Yeah, because I think it's a servo, right? If I'm not mistaken, Anthony, there's a servo, and then Floyd asked, "Is it a bifold?" It's probably what I would call it, a bifold door. Yeah. You could use tape for the hinge, but I'd be so worried that just from use of it opening and closing, and then what's going to hold it open and what's going to hold it closed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to take a little bit of brainstorming to kind of figure that out. And then even with that, that means I'd have to cut one of the pre-existing doors or find another plastic source that I can use as a dummy, just so that I can test a couple of things. But I don't know. We'll work something out, see what works, what's good, what's not, and then go from there. So that being said, do you have any live shows or anything coming up? Anything that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, I'll be doing On Track Tuesday this week, 7 p.m. It's my turn to do that. So
Okay.
that's all I know about.
And then Thursday morning as well.
I haven't been doing Thursday mornings. On the morning after the On Track Tuesday, just to give myself a break. I'm doing 2 live streams in a week. But we'll see. I might go back to doing them again. I was kind of taking the summer off from doing that just because it's summertime, but now that we're out of that and back in the fall and
understandable. Well, Monday, which is in 2 days, that's James and Mike will be doing the on track Monday, and they're at 7:00. And then I believe we have Tim doing Third Rail Thursday, because for some reason we have an extra Thursday this month. So hopefully he'll be able to share some of his 3D prints and what he's been up to lately. And then we'll be back here next Saturday. Still trying not to burn ourselves with these kits.
Next Saturday I am on call, so if I don't get called in, I'll come up. If I get called in, I won't.
Sounds good. I'll still send you the link, and then if you show up, you do. If not, then totally understandable.
Yeah,
but
definitely send me the link.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining again, and
Yeah, no, thanks for
well,
having me. It's fun.
yeah, no worries. Well, we'll see you guys next week, and you guys have yourselves a great week, and thanks for watching.
All right. Talk to you guys later.